Hey guys, welcome back to another Foundry review. We got the final episode of the Acolyte ready, and we're set for this episode.
It's the time has finally come. It is the finale of the Acolyte.
Yes, we got the whole gang, John, Sly, and myself. We're ready to dive into this episode, and it's following up not a great episode, so let's get into it.
Not a great season, actually. What was this episode called?
The Acolyte.
Lovely. Fucking
Because finally find out who the Acolyte
Because it turns
is.
out the Acolyte was not who we'd suspected it would be.
Oh yeah, this was the big fucking reveal, wasn't it?
It's funny though, because it actually kind of is though, because the first episode throws you for a loop where you're like, actually maybe it is the same person, but they're doing shady shit. Like they show the assassin and then they show Osha just doing her thing, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's the person.
wish I
And
wasn't
then by
a
the end
meth
you're like, actually it is. She is the Acolyte now.
Yeah.
Like, oh damn. Yeah, this episode was not great. We got some weird stuff with her putting on the helmet at the beginning, and like being possessed or something. I'm not actually sure what was going on, because she started like tweaking, and then Kamir was like, oh, I gotta get her out of it or something, and you're like, why?
Oh shit, almost lost you there. Yeah.
It's like is it because the helmet is so imbued with the dark side, or because she got so lost in her own thoughts and she's got a lot of darkness in her that she started to go like freak out? I don't know. Like, it was not very obvious to me.
I don't want to know.
So, yeah, a weird start to the episode, and we're just constantly flipping between the twins and their two different situations, where she's like enjoying her captivity, and like May is trying to escape.
Stockholm
His Ken's like synopsis of this shit is fucking sending me, dude. He's just like, and this happens for some fucking reason. Moving on.
Oddly enough, she sympathizes with her kidnappers. She kind of wants to fuck the guy. I don't know.
Kinda, she definitely does. Dude, the fucking way May leaves, escapes, this is the second time this character... Nah, that's a lie, because her sister fucking escapes, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, motherfucker, start sending these, like, Force-sensitive people into a little bit better captivity, for fuck's sake.
Please.
Yeah, she gets out of the bindings real easy, and then she escapes in an escape ship through an asteroid field. Not an asteroid field, sorry. The shit. What
Asteroid
what's that
belt?
called? No. It's like the rings around the planet would just...
Oh, the
I don't
head,
remember what it's called.
forget what the body is called, like celestial body,
Yeah.
some planets or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't
forget what
remember.
it's
But
called.
anyway, she's just like... I mean, that escape scene was interesting. Them flying through
It was very majestic. It was cool as fuck.
Yeah, it was like... It was a
Highlight of the
cool
episode.
looking scene. I don't know if it made a lot of sense, because she was just flying through it, and he should have been able to catch
Tanking
up.
his ship.
Because the little rat guy, he sabotaged his ship. His whole ship.
Moron, yeah. I don't understand that either. I'm like, whose side are you on?
I don't
dude?
know.
I don't get it.
Didn't you get hired by them? Like,
Maybe he thought
Yeah.
that was like actually, he thought May was OSHA or something like that.
dude,
Who knows?
terrible tracker.
I know, he's shit,
Fire the
dude.
guy.
He can't track through space. That's weird.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, they just decide to go back to the witch planet, and they're like, we need to go where it
Brendock.
starts. Yeah. Oh, classic Brendock. Your number one
Oh,
vacation
don't forget,
spot.
you know, Osha and Kim are having the time of their lives on, tropical island. Like, oh, you know what? Maybe we should go meet with them too, where everything began. And then you've got, little Wank Master in the corner of his cave watching his apprentice slither off.
Who was
we
this
got-
said Wank Master?
Yeah, who is it?
And
Please.
we finally get, and this sickens me, dude. They freaking drop like a casual little Darth Plagueis, man. Like, what are you doing?
Oh,
Why
who-
is this show trying to make waves?
Oh,
Your show
who?
has made all the wrong waves, dude. Do not bring big characters in, especially ones that have never been on screen.
Have you ever heard
Who's
the
in the
tale
show?
Of
Darth
Darth
Plagueis.
Plagueis.
Darth
Wise.
Plagueis. Darth Plagueis the Wise. And what is their significance in Star Wars culture?
Their significance is they're the nerd that trained Senator Palpatine or Darth Sidious and was his master. He's the one that technically started this entire thing, and at the end of Phantom Menace is why Palpatine is so happy. Because he kills his master. He's the one that learned how to create life from the Force. He's the one who technically learned how to create a vergence in the Force. And they're dropping him at the end of a show where you have two stupid characters that are technically a split up vergence in the Force.
And
Yes.
and this is the show that decided to reveal that character that they've been teasing and referencing for decades.
Yep.
Huh.
It's funny. We get a lot of like big, like just what would have been really big moments.
Catastrophic, like
Right.
reveals.
Like we get that, and then we get the whole thing with the lightsaber, her like bleeding.
Bro, don't
crystal.
fucking get me on this fucking shit.
Like
I do
that.
not even want to talk about
It's
that.
it's insane because it could have been such a potentially badass moment. Like that shit is cool. Like we've never seen a lightsaber turn red, and you're like, that's cool.
We
And
have.
it not like that.
In a game, we have.
Yeah. No, I'm saying in like an actual
Live action.
live action.
Yeah.
True.
So like seeing it happen was like that's awesome, but the impact is basically nothing because this show has not been great at all. So the idea that that would happen in a show, awesome. It's like they were like, oh, we should do this thing, and they're like, okay, cool. How do we build up 7 episodes before this just to do this one thing? You're like, ah, shit, I don't know. And it's like, damn, bro, that could have been so cool.
The show is so fucking meaningless. It feels like there's no point. And definitely now, because we can definitely say this on the finale, that season 2 has already been fucking canned.
And they've removed all the stuff for that show practically. I'm surprised they haven't just taken it off of Disney Plus. I mean, they got rid of stuff from like the Disney shop for like merch.
That's crazy, because
That's very rare.
I can say objectively that I believe their Echo show was worse than this.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I can definitely say that one. I don't know if you agree, Ken, but that show is not great.
Yeah,
That
that's a
show
tough
also
one.
didn't get marketed well.
Yeah, they
did not.
They knew what they were putting out. They were trying to play to a certain specific demographic, you know, for good reason and shit like that. So maybe that's why.
Yeah, I would say this one's a little bit better than Echo for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of shit in this episode that could have been really impactful. Like the concepts were like all great, could have been built up to, but like having Darth Plagueis could have been really badass if the show was good. Bleeding the lightsaber red could have been really badass if we understood her motivation more. Like she just suddenly flipped and she's like, now I feel like doing dark shit and killing
killed
Stoll
my
for
mom.
lying to me. Like obviously you should be upset about that. Totally understandable. But like the fact that she's been so calm despite a bunch of other really bad shit happening, and this is the thing that finally like triggers her to like fully flip over. You're like, okay, if we understood more of your character arc a little bit more over a little bit more time, this would have been really interesting. But it isn't. So yeah.
I'm trying to figure out a place where do we dig into this, because there's so many things that I actually have annoying problems with.
Let's circle back to when all parties are trying to converge on Brendok.
okay, sure.
So like that penultimate moment where you've got Kimir, Osha, May, and Sol all kind of scattered around doing their own thing, trying to find one another. And I don't know who's trying to find who. That's the other thing. It's
Yeah,
so
what are they doing
convoluted.
there?
Who?
It made zero sense.
Any of
So
them?
let's go
Why
back
are
here.
they there?
I can't remember right now.
I can't remember either.
I think it was some bullshit about I want to figure out why it all happened. And it was like,
Okay,
what is going
okay.
there gonna do to help figure that out? The only person that knows what happened there is literally Sol.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
You just-
interrupt, but
Just
please.
interview him. Like,
Oh, you're good.
Anyway, yeah. So they're all trying to make it to Brindok and whatnot. And at that point, they figure out the girl at the Jedi Order, the green girl, which she's like, well, shit. She's like, we need to go Brindok too. And everyone's like, yeah, let's go. She's like, give me fucking 50 units of cannon fodder. I'm like, you got it, boss. And they all fucking load up too.
Give me your most disposable Jedi. What? Give me dispendable.
Big man would have made it on the trip too, but he was too big for the ship.
Yeah, and then they're all just like fighting. Like May finds Osha and they're fighting. They're different points of view, and then they fight. We get Kamir and Soul fighting, which Soul actually that fight actually was pretty good. Again, choreography in the show, pretty decent. Like Soul pulls out like a forced bubble of push like around him. That was pretty cool.
Repulse, yeah.
Like he just pushes everything. Like again, we haven't seen that in live action as far as I know. So that was actually pretty cool. All of the fighting was pretty cool. Like they jump off and they're kind of like floating down because they're using the force to like soften the fall, kind of like old school like kung fu movies. Mm-hmm. They're like really light on their feet. So they're like they pull a lot of cool choreography and inspiration from that shit, which all could have been great if the show was better. But yeah, they're fighting, and then what happens? They end up all converged there.
Yeah, like in that courtyard area.
The reveal happens. Like he talks about what actually happened.
Yeah, he finally which sucks, you know. I mean, what he did was like very wrong. He was fucked up. He was bad for killing the mom, but like at the same time, it's like there's more to it. It's not that fucking simple.
Yeah.
But
and then she chokes the life out of him.
Yeah, she just kills him.
Someone she knew for quite a while.
I hated that.
And she just chokes the life out of him.
And then the transition of the saber, I hate the way it's executed.
Yeah,
God.
She bleeds her saber, which they subtly fucking try to like make an excuse for because she was like his saber like bangs against something and there's like a part that exposes the crystal, so they're trying to say like, oh yeah, that's why she was able to bleed the saber while still holding it because it was exposed to him. Like I'm pretty sure that's not how it fucking works, man. Like you guys are definitely like, infinitely like more knowledgeable, informed on the Star Wars stuff, but like come the fuck on, dude. Even I could have been like, that's bullshit. That is not how a saber should be bled. Like, you gotta be like a little bit more, like, I don't know, dude. Like, it has to be a little bit more significant than just like, oh, I did it by accident, you know?
Yeah, it requires literal focus. Otherwise, hey, you know, why didn't we ever see Anakin Skywalker bleed his crystal in any of the movies like Clone Wars or Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith? Because dude went ham multiple times. He lost his collective shit.
Right. Like he was very clearly already
he was like, turned
converted to the dark side.
Oh yeah, and I mean even like the Tusken Raider attack.
Yeah, and killing Dooku as well.
Oh yeah.
That's just a few examples. I really did not like that. I was someone who heard about that stuff before viewing the finale, and I was paying close attention, and I was like getting ready to it. I'm like, man, is this just some shit that nerds are mad about? Like, or is it actually gonna be like something to bitch about? And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I do have an issue with this. Like, this is fucking dumb. Like everything else in this fucking show.
I mean, I've always had an issue with the way like May and her fighting style looks, especially like the derpy little hand that she's got going on. And just watching the May and Osha fight, that hurt to watch. Soul and Kimir, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool choreography. It's badass, and there's a lot of like tension. But the May and Osha one, it's just I could care less, dude. I wanted them to fall down like an elevator chasm. I was waiting.
The fight scene with Soul and Kimir was miles better. And then the twins were involved, and their facial expressions bored out of their motherfucking minds. They do not care. They do not want to be there. It's a slog. They know they're in some fucking awful TV show. It's not good. I was just kind of sitting there watching it, man. I was like, this is fucking garbo.
I think again, what kind of gets me about the whole, like, obviously they had her bleed the crystal red to make it really obvious that she was
so dumb.
like fully turned over to the dark side. That was supposed to be the key indicator, like, oh, she's the dark side. Yep. She's turned over now. Like, okay, I guess, whatever. But I think, again, she just shows nothing, no emotion at all. Like, even Anakin was like, what have I done, when he like converts over? Like, he's like regretful.
There's many. He's dude, you're right. Because at many points he's like thinking about it, like internally he's like, can I go back? Like, can I go back? Even with like the Obi-Wan show, at some point you're like, this motherfucker wants to go back. A part of him wants to go back. Like, it's just not. But it's just with her, it's like, I'm evil.
And maybe it's because of the supposed to be. Again, this isn't giving the show any props, but maybe it was supposed to be that because they're polar opposites. Like, it's either all or nothing. She's fully dark side, doesn't give a shit now, because now she's the dark side version, and May is the light side version. But I feel like there should still be some gray, because even in the yin yang, there's still a little bit of the other one inside each, each like side, I guess. Like, there's still a little crossover, so she should still feel a little bit of something from the light side still. It can't be just all or the other thing. The yin yang symbols still have a little bit of the other side in each of the different sides. So there should be a little bit.
I get like one of the main reasons why it's like fueling her hate, and maybe wants to be like a part of that like new kind of faction, that has just kind of introduced her, is her hatred for Soul and for the Jedi Order and for everything that she has like been integrated at such a young age, and then like tricked into believing and following, she could view it. Maybe that's like fueling a lot of the hatred and stuff. But I mean, the same thing for Anakin, you could say a lot of the same things for him.
Yeah.
Like, he could be tricked at a younger age. So I don't want people to be like, oh, well, there's so much more to it for her. I'm like, yeah, there is. But like, taking all that into consideration, though, it still would be nice if it was a little less, if it was more subtle and a little less on the nose on every single fucking thing they do, and not so forced and stuff. But what do we know? We are
she
just
doesn't even process that shit.
Dude, she chokes Soul, looks
dead,
just dead look in her eyes. She does not
away.
give a fuck, man. No emotion. None.
One of the more graphic like deaths in Star Wars. Like, we've seen people get their heads cut off, but that was less personal than this shit. This was like, in your face, I'm choking you.
You raised me.
Up and like up close and personal. Like, that
I think the show had two of the most graphic deaths. The way they killed Jecki, I mean, the murdering a little girl with like the 3 stabs, that hit me, dude. I was like, what the hell? But this was very personal. This hurt.
And then I think my biggest gripe is the end of this episode. I can't even comprehend what the logic was at all at the end of this episode. We're like, we can't go be together. Let me erase your memory of this thing. And then you'll go get captured and then still reveal the shit anyways.
Don't get me started on that.
I why couldn't they just both go? I don't understand. Their whole thing was, I'll find you eventually. Why? You can just go now. Like,
always one, but born is two. Yeah, stupid.
I don't.
Them just pretending immediately, just be like, oh, we're cool now. Like, we're just gonna be besties. Like, we're fine together. It's like, bro, the last time you guys like were there on that planet together, she tried to fucking kill you, and then got your whole fucking family killed because of her. And you're just gonna like, what? Oh man, so fucking like, it's almost rage-inducing, like almost, but it's fucking,
And then they all just sweep it under the rug, blame Soul for everything, and we're like, well, that's it. They're like, cool,
that's how they fucking like were able to be like, oh well, they said the Sith weren't around for thousands of years or whatever, but they're ruining that, and then they fucking just like, oh, we're just gonna lie about it.
We just had a radical Jedi who was, obsessed with this little girl. Yeah. Shit happened. Yeah.
We're just gonna use a cover up to cover up a cover up.
Pretty much, yeah.
And
Who
then they
wrote this? M. Night
shoehorn Yoda in
Shyamalan?
there.
Dude, like, what?
Shit. Oh, something, dude. Something.
Stupid fucking show, dude. That's it though. We're done. We're fucking done, dude.
Oh, you're skipping Yoda, dude. What are you doing?
Yada? Why would
Yoda.
Why would he make an appearance? He don't want to be a part of this. Someone let him know.
Unfortunately, Yoda made an appearance, dude.
Let my guy know. What's his name? Mike Oz. His name's Mike Oz, isn't he?
Frank Oz.
Frank Oz.
Frank-
It's fucking
Frank Oz.
close, dude. My boy Frank Oz. Someone tell Frankie to get the fuck out of here. He does not want to be part of this.
Freaking yada 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 over here, right at the end. Unfortunate.
Are we sure it was Yoda, not Yaddle? No, I'm just kidding. They didn't have long hair.
Yeah, and then they're holding hands at the end too. Like
Oh my
they're gonna
God.
like there be a couple. Like
I was
okay.
waiting for the sing along. Actually, it does play more of that stupid poppy song at the outro, doesn't it? Yeah. We get more of
yeah.
the power of one,
First
power
time
of
we-
two. Yeah.
First time we get like a non-composed song in Star
Yeah,
Wars.
Yeah.
And then just next, they just play Gangnam Style.
I was waiting for it. Yeah, dude. Throw Psy in there, dude.
Ah, man. I really enjoyed the kid, the fucking evil guy. What the fuck with the helmet? His reaction.
Here?
Yeah. Whenever she lost her shit and killed Soul, he had a terrifying look on his face, and instantly, and he's like, "Hey, you know, we can actually, like, you know what? I want to train you. You know, like, let me train you. You know, like, dude, like, went in a full like opportunistic mode. Was like, hey, let me try to manipulate you." And he looks so fucking pathetic, but I loved it because I feel like that's what he is probably deep down, and
Lazy?
made lazy. It made me feel like there's definitely someone above him, and that he needs someone under him, that he was like, I need to fight for my life right now because it could be in danger. I did enjoy that. I might be reaching, you know, we said we wouldn't
Would
do
have
that
been nice
anymore.
if they would have shown us something like that. That would have been great, you know. A little motivation for him besides, I want to do
So
my
what's to
stuff.
stop like his master from replacing him with the girl?
Who knows? Who
I don't know.
knows? The
I
rule of
don't
two or
know.
something.
Shameful.
Something dark side.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Acolyte first season, and unfortunately,
Oh,
that's
wait.
oh fuck.
We got episode ratings, yeah.
You're right.
I don't think Sly can go any lower. I feel like
Oh yeah.
I unfortunately, as bad as this one is, it's not as low as the last one for me.
Oh, really?
No, it's still it's down there, but it's not a 1. It's not a 1. I got to give this episode a 3.
Wow.
This one's
Quite a
still it just everything was just so poorly done, man. Watching this, it was very underwhelming, and it confirmed my suspicions that the writers don't care about
Respecting the
fans.
past and respecting Star Wars and
Yeah.
what they were and what they've done.
They don't care about the fans. They don't care about writing like actual well thought out characters that we can appeal to and care about. They just wanted to tell a story. And even then it was a clusterfuck. It was messy, it was all over the place, and it was full of plot holes and inconsistencies. And it was awful. It was awful, and I'm glad the show got canceled.
Yeah, I agree. It sucks to see people out of work, and that sucks for them. But the show was bad. Objectively, shit is not good.
The best part of this show, as sad as it is to say, is the set design.
Yeah, which is like
Yeah.
something that they have had really big issues with in the past.
Yeah.
Right, because this one doesn't feel like it was in.
California.
What is it?
Yeah, like my backyard. And it doesn't
No,
look
no,
like you have a
well-
man in a furry ape suit like that. Yeah. Or the Trandoshans with the skin suits, dude. Like it looks good.
No.
But
yeah,
the
but
rest
I
of
was
it-
thinking of a different thing. Like, what is it that they've been filming a lot in?
Oh,
set
those rooms
all
with
the
the
TVs.
spinning.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh shit, what's that called?
The green screen
You know-
thing or the blue screen?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Where it's,
Yeah, it's literally like a green screen room, and it spins the screen around them as they move, so
Yeah.
it shows that they're moving. Yeah, it's fancy technology, but I'm like, me being in a well-ventilated place isn't the same as going somewhere and having that natural environment and then throwing things in.
yeah, like on location.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like that. I'm sure there's parts where they're using that, but it didn't feel as obvious.
Yeah.
So like a bunch of this shit is good. A lot of practical set design shit. All great.
100%. Oh, yeah.
But
Anytime a character opens their mouth, I have an issue with the show. Especially the two main characters of the show, May and Osha. Honestly, they are the weakest part of the show. Soul carried this show on his back. And episode 7 really damaged that. And John, is 8 your least favorite episode?
Yeah, I hated it.
I can understand why, especially with how they did him. And like they wrote that story, that's just...
Blame people in the higher up and shit like that.
Oh,
And
yeah. Oh,
even
yeah.
some of the acting was atrocious and shit like that.
Yeah,
but
but even then, like, you know, if you give them poor tools to work with, they can act their ass off. It's not going to make up for it.
yeah,
Very
again,
true.
I
they
will
could
not
have been-
blame...
they
I
could
will
have been
not
bad
blame
actors, that's
cast and
fine.
crew. I will blame the people that made these executive decisions and greenlit all of these choices.
Agreed. Because we've seen in Star Wars, you can be a bad actor and it could still be a fine movie. Because they didn't. Star Wars historically has not always had the best acting,
Yeah.
obviously, and that's fine. It doesn't always need the best, Oscar-worthy acting.
Yeah,
As
I
long
mean,
as
like-
the plot and where we're going makes sense.
it doesn't need to be perfect. Like, there can be negatives in something as long as you have positives that overwhelm it, Like, if there's bad acting or bad characters, if you have, like, an overwhelmingly great story that can, like, shine that out, then, stuff like that happens. If there's something good to say about the fucking show, which, unfortunately, there's not. Besides the point, it's Star Wars, and that'll only get you so fucking far, dude. But,
True.
I'm gonna rate this a fucking 2. Ken, what'd you
Damn.
say?
I haven't said anything yet.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
still trying to debate because
Take all the time you
it's
need.
hard to say. Take all. What did I do last one? 4, I think.
4, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll just stick with another 4 on this one.
Another 4.
I'm tempted to go lower, but
Yeah.
I don't.
I
think
feel
I'll
like
stick with a 4.
if we were a little bit more recent, we could tear this stuff like down. Not even like a negative way. If we could analyze it a little bit better, we could it'd be a bit longer, a little bit more thorough, and besides, I'd have more to say besides. It's just bad. It's awful. It has been some time. This honestly has not been at the top of our priority list because it's shit. It's really bad. It honestly took me the longest time as well to even watch the fucking show because I was putting it off for so long because I knew that I'd have to review it right away, and I was like, I don't want to watch it.
But even if we shine a light on it, analyzing it, we're doing it more justice than it deserves because we're looking for connections that didn't exist.
Yeah, that is true. We're trying to connect dots that aren't fucking there because we're goobers. Because we're fucking
Our
goobers.
brains work normal.
You saying the people at Disney don't have normal brains?
Dude, they're busted.
nice brains, loser. All right, what are we giving this brainless fucking
3.
show? 3?
As an overall,
Yeah.
It's a 3 overall if Ken
For-
gives it a 4. Yep.
All right, that's for the episode. Are we gonna review the entire show? Do we do that?
I don't know. I mean, we
We don't
can.
typically, but I mean,
Let's-
here's our review. Don't watch it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do not
I guess
recommend.
if we're doing a recommend or not recommend, I'd say do not recommend. Yeah. That's where I'd stick.
Especially with a show that's like canceled content after 1 season. I don't want this show to have repercussions on future projects. I don't want this to get referenced.
Retcon
ever
it,
again.
dude. Just delete it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, wipe this. Literally. This is something that this is a trial and error for them.
Who
And
the
hopefully they learn from this.
Who the fuck was their focus group for this fucking show, dude? God damn.
It was actually the cast.
We love it, bro.
Dude. Yeah,
Spoiler
some of
shit.
those cast interviews.
Damn, Jimmy, didn't Anakin blow up the Death Star? Pretty much what happened.
That's what's great about the Force. It's not black and white. Well, actually, it kind of is. It's literally the light side and dark side. It could not be more black and white in that regard.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for watching this series. If you guys enjoyed it, please make sure to drop some support for the slugs, and we'll see you later on the next review series. But until then, bye guys.
Peace.